This is Tenacious Earl, and it is Wednesday night here, but in our virtual land, it's Sunday, June 12th, 2016. This is game 193 of the 2016 Tenacious Baseball League, also known as Tenacious Baseball League version 2.0. We're doing super advanced Stratomatic baseball, as it says here on the title screen. And let me make sure that I have the right settings for my microphone, and I do. Okay, so this is usually a little too late for my taste as far as running a game, but it has been really tough to find the time to play these games online. And as the saying goes, you smoke them if you got them. And I have a little time here. And this is a game that really needs to be put on the channel as far as I'm concerned because uh, of biggest remark is this is the final game for Alex Rodriguez. Um, this series marks the end of his Major League Baseball career in terms of when he left the stage. So I mean I'm since I'm doing sort of a simulation. This is a schedule that's not really mirrored by anything in true life form. We just have to do this by the series. Like I said, this is the 13th series of the Yankee season, and this is just before Judge is promoted, and so we're going to use A-Rod here in this game. He's going to get the start. He hasn't started very many. Part of the problem is this is a no DH league, and so he only played as a DH in 2016. But what we're going to do tonight is what we have done a couple of other times: is use him in a position, and you just have to give him the highest rating as far as range. The worst rating, let's say, as far as range and as far as error rating goes for which position. We're going to put him at first base since he is aged in his career at this point. You could play him at third. That's third, and I mean short's probably a real stretch in at this point in his career. I mean, obviously that's where he started his career, was at short, and then played third for a while. But then he pretty much moved exclusively to DH and kind of in horrible kind of shape for that. not not a very good one even in this season. So, but we're gonna play A-Rod at first, so we get him in. We might we might do a pinch hit if they need a run or whatever. But the other thing is, this is a 9-game losing streak for the Pirates, and it kind of gets from bad to worse for them, where they're in an injury for Starling Marte. So, and actually, it's 5 games. I rolled it, and it went to 19 on the D20. And even taking a 1/3 rate of injury, it's still 5 games. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to honor it, but I'm also going to make it so that he can pinch hit, because there's going to be some changes here in the next series for them anyway. Josh Bell starts some games at the end of the season for the Pirates, not in left field obviously, but we'll get Marte's injury games in, and he's also ahead of schedule as far as his usage, as far as whatnot. So I'm sitting here and talking, and I'm not showing game, and I would like to get this thing played out before it gets too late, before I start fading fast, as I usually do at this time of night. So what do we got? We've got Tribe Fan, we've got RJL, we've got Jester. Good to see you all. And yeah, so it's Yankees and Pirates. Uh, so let's see if the Pirates can overcome this. They have Cole going. Obviously, Cole would be a sore spot for them right now, as he has gone to the away team in this season. Although we haven't seen him yet in a Yankee uniform in a regular game, we may see that in the very near future, though. So depends. With all these guys deciding they're not going to play, you never know. All right, so the Yankees are going to use this lineup against Garrett Cole. It'll be Jacoby Ellsbury in center. It'll be Brett Gardner in left, batting second, and then Gregorius at short, Aaron Hicks in right, and in hitting five will be A-Rod in his final game. Chase Headley at third base, batting sixth, and Gary Sanchez the catcher. Starlin Castro second base, and Sabathia will be the pitcher, batting ninth. And let's get this game a-going. All right, so start right out with a 6-9 against the lefty, and Cole walks Ellsbury. Cole, so this is something that we'll have to pay attention to with the Yankees. With Cole, his hold rating is +9, so he must be in that John Lester category of not a guy who fares well with guys on base. So he's going to get the max 5 pitcher catcher sum hold or whatever, which, I mean, the max as far as like the worst. So Ellsbury, if he gets a good lead here, he gets a 1-18. He's 15, so you get to add 3. You add the 5 and then you subtract 2 because he is held on. So we'll give him a chance to see if he can get a steal right here. We could also hit and run with Gardner potentially, but so it's a 5, 2 through 5, so he does get the good lead. Actually, it's not 15, it's 16. So 16, add 3, 19. So basically, only 20 does him in, and he does steal. No need to hit and run. So Ellsbury cruises to second. Shouldn't have even thrown it down there. You never know. You could get an error if you do that. So righty 1-3. That'll be a grounder to shortstop. Will not advance the runner as Jordy Mercer throws to first, and that'll be an out. Gregorius 2-9. That's a grounder to second. That will move the runner along, but that will be the second out. Ellsbury to third. Okay. And now Hicks, a base hit, will score a run. Wild pitch would score a run. All sorts of different things. 4-7. He's batting from the left side. And this is going to be a run scored on at least a single, and it is a single for Hicks. That's an RBI as Ellsbury comes in, and it is 1-0 visitors. All right, so Hicks at first. Might be able to even steal with Hicks here. Try and snag him a rare stolen base. If he gets a good lead with a 6 or a 7, that would be a 1-16. So let's try. Oh, and there you go. That is the pickoff roll. So now if it's a 1-5, he's picked off and ends the inning. Actually, no. If it's a 1-5, he's safe. Above that, he's picked off and he's picked off. So 5% chance of that happening, and it happens more often than it seems. All right, 1-0. A-Rod will lead off the second inning. All right, so for the Pirates, it'll be Josh Harrison, second batting leadoff, then Andrew McCutchen in center, then Polanco is going to play in left today as Marte is out. David Freese will clean up and play at first. Matt Joyce in right. Gong at third base. Cervelli catching. Jordy Mercer shortstop, and Garrett Cole on the mound. Okay, 1-8. That's a grounder back to Sabathia. Wait a second. 1-8. That's actually a pop. I got to remember, Sabathia is a lefty, so we're playing super advanced. We got to remember the handedness. That's a pop out to second base. 1 out. McCutcheon. 1-3. That's a ballpark single. It was a good roll for the park conditions tonight. It's 13s on the singles, and 11 for a homer from the left side, and a 5 from the right side. So it is a 1-13. So that is a single for McCutcheon. Pirates need a win here. They are scuffling along. Now, Sabathia on the flip side is a -4 hold. So combine that with the -3 of Sanchez, and they get the best possible rating of a -5. So that's really going to mean that you're not going to do a whole lot of running if you're the Pirates with this battery. So, here's Polanco, runner at first, 3-11. And this is going to be a fruitful at bat here for Polanco. Probably a double, 1-14, but it's a 17, so a single. McCutcheon will stroll into third. And it's first and third with 1 out. And when a team is scuffling, you might as well just book it that when you get a 1-14 chance and a team is scuffling, they're going to roll the 17. You might just as well put your money on them. All right, so here's Freeze. They're going to play with infield double play depth. We'll score a run on a single out, but here's Freeze. 5-10 righty. Ballpark single. This would be a liner. It's a 1-13. So here's another one of these fat splits. Can they get a run home and tie the ball game on this ballpark single? It's a 9. So there, that goes against my dice conspiracy theory, and that is 1-0 as Freeze knocks home McCutcheon, and Polanco will end up at second. All right, so here's Matt Joyce, lefty-lefty matchup. Still 1 out, first and second. 6-6 lefty, that's a strikeout. So that brings up Gong. 2 away. And 6-6 righty this time. That's also a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks. It is 1-1 now. Bucks on the board. Mouse in your house. Hello there. We're moving right along here to the second. So good to see you all. I'm usually I really play fast when I'm offline, but when I'm narrating, it takes a little more time. I try to take my time, especially in these cases, because I feel like it's easy to get sloppy, and then you get people telling you you're all right. Sorry. Some people have all day to play video games and whatnot, and I get an hour. 3-9. That's a strikeout for A-Rod. That's 1 out. And for kids playing video games, it's life. It is literally. And this is coming from me, who's had my own cases. Chase Headley, that's a grounder to third base. 5-3, where I turned a project into something that was life or death. But I'll tell you what, those video games are definitely life or death. Someone loses enough energy in a game, and you might as well start looking for looking to pick up the pieces from life, because it's so Gary Sanchez, that's a 1-15 single chance, and It's a 5, so he gets it. So I can't imagine what I was like when I was a kid playing like bases loaded or whatever, but it probably was pretty similar. Okay, so Starlin Castro, runner at first, 2 outs. Yankees trying a 2-out rally here. 5-7, righty. Grounded to second base, Josh Harrison. Let's see, with a righty up, and they're going to hold Sanchez, so that makes Harrison a 3-E10. 3-9 with a hold. That might be a single. Let's see. 3-9. No, it's G3, just on the edge. So it's E10 and 12. He does make the final out. So 4-3 put out. No runs, 1 hit. So sometimes you get those. I mean, those times when you get a guy who is a 2 rating and then he bumps to 3 because of the hold. It's really, because then you add even more. You've got these ones with a hashtag on the super advanced chart, and it adds an extra 3 or 4 even on the, so it makes it even more penal when it comes to the hold. So, and I've been letting it go in this project. Okay, so bottom of the second, Cervelli at the plate, still 1-1, 6-5, batting from the right side. Well, he's going to draw a leadoff walk, get a guy on. Cervelli not the. You're not going to steal with him in this game with Sabathia and Sanchez, but you know he's a guy that can sneak a stolen base every once in a while from you. Mercer, probably should have hit and run with him. 6-6, that's a strikeout. We already had that result. Now Garrett Cole. Let's see, Bunting D. They will. They're gonna play. They'll play the infield in here, so or corners in at least. So that turns them into an E bunter. E7. That is a 1-2. So that means that he fouls it off a couple times, and now that's a 9, which is also a 1-2. So that's going to be a strikeout. So when you get to 1-2 and you get another 1-2 chance, that's another foul and strikeout. So now Harrison, Cervelli at first, they weren't able to get the runner over on either at bat. So here is Harrison with 2 outs. Another 6. That's a 6-5 walk. The white die is must be this. The extra dots are really pulling on it there, huh? Little. Actually, no, that wouldn't make any sense because then it would be upside down, right? Anyway, McCutcheon now, he singled. So 2 outs, runners at first and second. Another 6, but this is a 6-6, and that's another strikeout. So let's pound the die a little bit and switch them out. Make them pay. So still 1-1. I shouldn't switch out dice, but I'll tell you, sometimes you just wonder if those things become a liquid inside. Okay, so it's going to be Sabathia leading off against Cole, 3-11. Fly ball to center field and caught by McCutcheon, 1 out. Ellsbury, 1-11 righty. That's a ballpark single chance. You can tell by the filled in triangle. So this is again 1-13, but it's 14. So maybe it's the Yankees that are going to get whacked here by the old hex buzz. They could the Pirates could use it. 4-5 lefty strikes him out. So a 1-2-3 inning, 2.5. It's 1-1. Younger hitting the NES hard. I used to have nightmares, but then my sister was poor. Oh, so So the nightmare was that she would, yeah, I mean, poor sportsmanship is not, it's something that I wish I were a better sport. That's for sure. All right, my sheet keeps moving this way, but you know. So here's Polanco, bottom of the third, 5-7 lefty, 1-3 double. If he gets this, then maybe things are. That's an 11. Fly ball to center. You can't take one result and construe it to be anything major. So here's the freeze. I mean, you can, but there's 5-8. So now we're starting to see some fives. 5-8 batting from the right. That's a strikeout. So what's that for Sabathia? Boy, 6 strikeouts already. Okay, Matty Joyce. 2-5 lefty and another strikeout. So look at all the Ks. 2, 3, 6, 6 of them. CC back in his the form of his heyday, huh? Okay, top of the fourth, Gregorius. 1-7 strikes him out. That's what, 3 for Cole. He's a little behind right now. Hicks, 5-7 lefty, grounder to second. Harrison's a 2E10, 2 and 3. I think he does barely get to that. So they've made a couple of lucky plays there on the D20 with, and so there's a 7 on E10. I'm pretty sure that's an out, but if it were 8, I would know for sure. But yeah, he makes the out. 2 away. And here's A-Rod. Can A-Rod get us? We need to see him get a. I don't. Definitely not one of my favorite players, but if he were to get a home run in this game, that'd be pretty funny. 3-4. Well, he draws a walk. At least he's on base, huh? Brings up Chase Headley. Oh, let's try to get an A-Rod a steal for old time's sake, huh? But he gets a 2, so that's what is that? Balk? Potential balk, I think. So Cole, he needs a 1, 2, or 3 on the balk, but it's an 8, so no balk there, and he cannot get a steal on the fast number. So here's Headley. Oh, I should have re-rolled this guy. Let's and there's a 2, so that roll doesn't make a difference. All right, 5. That's going to be passed ball on Cervelli. 1-3. Nope. So now we roll. A lot of rolls. 5-3 batting from the left side. Fly ball to left. This is going to be Polanco. 2E8. 2-18. He gets underneath it in plenty of time. And now that's 7. Another not so great roll on the E rating. Let's see if Polanco makes the catch on his E8. He does. A 6 would have been a problem, but 7 is okay. And so he makes the catch, and that retires the Yankees. One runner on a walk, but he gets stranded, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Mike McAllister, hello. I was just thinking about you the other day. I'm glad to see you. Quite a few of the guys here in the chat are regulars around the circuit, but I haven't seen you in a little while, so glad to see you here. Hope everything is treating you well, as I'm hoping it's treating all the rest of you too. But let's see. So it's going to be Gong, Cervelli, and Mercer. So here we go against Sabathia. 5-9 righty, strikes him out. Gee. Cervelli. They need something off the hitter card here. 1-8. There, he gets a walk. against the lefty. So here's Mercer. Three, six. That's a pop up to short, so that'll be 2 outs. And that brings up Cole. 1-3. Ballpark single. Got a chance at a single here for Garrett Cole. Needs a 1-13. But it's a 19, so that'll be a liner to short to end the 4th. They'll have the top of the order in the 5th. Okay, 1-1 still. All knotted up at a single each. Single run. An ace each. How about that? Not a single. Single something else in baseball. And yeah. So here we go with Gary Sanchez. 3-4 righty is a strikeout. I always thought Gary Sanchez should use like Santeria as his walkout song, just because yeah, he could be Sancho. Right down Sancho's throat. Back to the pitcher. That's probably. Anyway, here's Cole. Wait, not Cole. Sabathia, my bad. Cole just hit Sabathia with 2 outs, and he strikes out. So Cole has retired. What do we got? Like 10? 9 of the last 10? Something like that. Looking strong here. He needs his offense to put something together, because they're going to get out of this. They've been just abysmal. And not really looking for an extra inning game tonight. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a little late for my liking. But sometimes you go with what you got. And I will say one of the things that's kind of like keeping me... So we've been recording Barney Miller, and there's a couple shows on every night on, what is it, Me TV or whatever, and that show is just so stinking funny. Boy, 3-8. Josh Harrison has a nice 3 column there, but 3-8's a fly ball to center field. So Ellsbury will get to that and make the catch, and that'll be 1 out. But you know, Dietrich is my favorite character out of that show. I mean, obviously there's like Abe Vigoda and those guys, but okay, grounder to short. Gregorius throws to first. Plenty of time for that one. And now Gregory Polanco. 2-10 strikes out. What is that? That's 9? 2, 5, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts for Sabathia. We're through 5. Pitchers are ruling the day here at PNC Park. Going to the 6th. Who's going to come out on top? Or will it be the bullpen? All right, Ellsbury, top of the 6th. This is Cole's weakness inning. 6-9 lefty is a walk. So this is the second time Ellsbury has been aboard. This time let's try the old hit and run with Gardner. They're going to hold Ellsbury, so that makes Gardner an A. And a potential wild pitch for Cole. 1-9. This is a 20, so no. We're still going to do the hit and run. The only way the hit and run chart is used is if it's on the batter's chart with a 1-3. If it's a 4-6, we go off the pitcher, but there are a couple of modifications. So it's an 11. A11, I think that's batter misses pitch. Let's see. No, that's just a grounder to first C, so that will be, we'll call it 3-1. Only play to first as Ellsbury strolls into second, and he moves the runner along. Gets the runner going, and no. All right, so Gregorius with runner at second and 1 out. Another 6-9 lefties. Well, that's a walk. So first and second with one down. Aaron Hicks batting from the left, switch hitter. For 7 lefty is trouble, and this is going to actually make Cole tired since it is his weakness inning. It's a 1-9 double. That'll be a single. It's going to score the go-ahead run. RBI for Hicks. I think that's his second. He scored Ellsbury in the first as well. Gregorius ends up at third, and it is 2-1. Pittsburgh will play double play depth, and we're going to stick with Cole for the time being. Not going to get anybody warming up just yet, but he is tired, so we got to keep an eye on that. 112. This is they're playing double play depth, which means this ground ball second base C is going to score the third run. They won't have any opportunity to get the double play turn. It's a 1-6. Actually, wait a second. This is wrong. Let me just show you. I'm looking at the wrong selection here. 112. It would actually be a liner to short. So the Pirates, if it's 1-6, it's going to score a run. If it's 7-20, and it's 20, so that will be a line or two short, and that does give Cole an out here. So 2 outs, first and third. The Yankees are ahead 2-1. It's going to be Headley at the plate, looking to extend this lead further. 2-8, strikes him out, and that's a great chance for the Yankees to expand their lead. It goes by the wayside, but they do get a run and take the lead 2-1. So now the question is, do we go with Cole longer? And I think we will, because I think Pittsburgh's bullpen is a little... Hello there, Dave. I think Pittsburgh's bullpen is a little on the tanked side here. Let's see. What do they have available? Well, they have Watson out of the pen, but they've used Hughes and Felice yet in the last game, so that will make them unavailable in the next game. And they have a couple of other guys available. They've got Nicasio. Well, Nicasio is unavailable. Let's see. Who else do they have in the pen right now? Bastardo. I think they could use Bastardo as a lefty. So they're going to stick with Cole for now, but Sabathia is going to pitch the bottom of the 6th. This is his weakness inning as well. Here's Freeze to face him. 2-6. And this is going to be a leadoff single at least. Could be a double on a 1-11, and it's a 3. So Freeze leads off with a double, and maybe this is going to be Pittsburgh's opportunity to get back into this. So here's Matt Joyce, lefty. Again, the Pirates without Starling Marte, so they're going with a bit of a change in the... okay, this is a ballpark single chance in the outfield with Joyce out there. But 5-10 is a ballpark single. 1-13 would make it first and third, nobody out. It is a 7, so it will be a good little dribbler single. Gets through. Freeze has to hold up at third. And Yankees are going to probably have to look at the bullpen here soon because, well, we'll see. They're a little beat up in the bullpen right now, too. They've got Betances and Clippard, who are both tired. So their closer will probably be, let's see, it'll probably be Tommy Lane getting a chance here. Either be him or Shreve or Parker. Not too many opportunities. They have Swarzak, but he's not rated as a reliever, and they have Adam Warren. But they'll get Adam Warren warming up right now. First and third, nobody out, and it will be Gong at the plate. Righty versus lefty. And this could be a balk or a passed ball. It'll be a potential balk. A 1 or a 2 scores a run on the D20. Nothing there. Here we go. 5-10 righty. This is another chance at a ballpark single. Will they get 2 in a row? They do. So that's a single for Gong, and in comes Freeze, and it's 2-2. And now Sabathia is gassed, and we have to make a decision. Are we going to stick with Sabathia, or are we going to go? We stuck with Warren. Or not Warren. We stuck with Cole. And, you know, Pittsburgh's probably going to have to get their bullpen warming up here soon because... Look at Bastardo up. Because the pitcher spot is 3 batters away, and with nobody out, there's a chance for sure that Cole's spot will come up, and will they hit with him? I think it depends on what the next couple batters do. So here's Cervelli. They're going to go with Sabathia. If he gives up a hit here on the dot for being tired, then we're going to feel pretty bad. First and second, nobody out. 2-7 lefty. That's a single. It's going to score another run, and I think that's it. So that's off the hitter's card. Nothing Sabathia could do about that. Actually, 2-7 on the righty is even. It's no better. But this is going to score the go-ahead run. 3-2 now. Joyce comes in to score. Gong goes to third, and that will be it for Sabathia. Bottom of the 6th, 3-2 now. Cervelli with the RBI. And so Adam Warren will be called in from the pen. Sabathia goes 5 innings only, plus 4 batters. Hi, DJ John. So, all right. First and third, nobody out with Jordy Mercer up, facing Adam Warren. And, yeah, the Yankees are going to have to be a little careful with their pen. They're going to have to stick with Warren a little bit. Okay, so they're going to play, I guess, well, I was going to say they're going to play infield in, but that's a 1. That's a potential wild pitch. Guess what? Warren's wild pitch rating is a 20. It's a no-doubter. Wild pitch scores Gong. It's 4-2 now. And Cervelli moves up to second base. So still nobody out. So now they'll play the infield back. They will take the infield in off. 4-5 righty, fly ball to right field B. So this gives us a chance to, so it's going to be caught, but now we get a chance to maybe move this runner to third. Cervelli's an 11. He's being held at second, so that's going to make him a 10. But then you add 2 from right field to make it 12. So a 1-12, he gets to move up to third. 13 to 19, he stays at second. 20, he is thrown out at third for the second out. So one of those things. Oh, and he gets, wow, he gets thrown out at third. 5% chance, and that's going to be a 9-5 put out, which is going to pretty much end the rally. It means Cole will come up with a 4-2 lead, and they're going to let him swing away here. 5-9 against a right-handed hitter. That's a grounder to shortstop. Gregorius, 1E16. Should have no problems with this. He gets to it. And there's a 5. We're going to say it's good. The rare play is probably hits off the pitcher or something like that. And that is your third out. So they do get 3 runs in the inning. Cervelli gets thrown out at going to third base. But sometimes you're willing to take that chance to try and get that potential for a sac fly or whatever. Okay, Cole. Maybe with Cole coming to the plate, we should have held him up. I don't know. Actually, it was Mercer coming to the plate. No, it was Cole. Oh, well. All right, so Cole facing Sanchez. We still got Bastardo ready to come in for whatever lefties are going to be up soon. So here is Sanchez. 1-7. There is a double. Off the hitter card. Are we going to be made to pay for using Cole a little longer? Starlin Castro. Potential wild pitch. 1-9. And that comes up to bite him. So what is giveth is also taketh away. Here is Castro. The runner at third. They're going to play infield back. 4-6. That's a single. And that will be it for Cole. Wow, should have just taken him out. And they're going to go straight to Bastardo. All right, so Cole went 6 innings. Here in the 7th, it is 4-3 now as a run comes across. Nobody out, and it will be a pinch hitter for Warren. So now that getting thrown out at third looks real big. And now let's see, what are we going to do here? You've got Brian McCann, but he's a lefty. Let's go with Ref Snyder. Pinch hitter. Righty versus lefty. Probably would have... Well, we didn't have a righty warming up anyway. Again, so 5-10 righty. That's a catcher X. Nobody. There is Castro on base, so this could be... That could come into play. 3-20, though. I think that's a ground ball. Take a look here. 3-20, that's a grounder. They'll get the lead runner as long as there's no error. That's a 12. So so it'll be 2. He's gonna throw it down to second base with Ref Snyder. 2-4 fielder's choice. And so it'll be Ellsbury now. Runner still at first and 1 out. Bastardo not very good at holding runners. What's Ref Snyder? Any? 13. 1-16. We'll let Ellsbury hit away here. Probably not going to ground into a double play. So it's a 4-7 lefty fly ball to center field. That'll be caught out there with McCutcheon. That's 2 down. And now Brett Gardner. I think I said that like a Boston guy. That's probably a sacrilege. 6-6 lefty fly ball to left field. That'll be caught. So Bastardo puts out the fire. They do get 1 run. It's 4-3. Get Ref Snyder out of there. Make sure I'm in the right ballpark here. Yes, okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, so it can't be Warren. What do they got coming up? Top of the order. I'll go with Anthony Swarsak. So let's take a look at the chat here. Lots of workouts. Hey. Payoff pitch. Talking payoff pitch. Yeah, I still haven't purchased that game. I know that it is a hot commodity on the interwebs at the moment. So I'm actually kind of glad I haven't picked it up because it seems like there's a lot of people all in on it at the moment. So here's Harrison facing Swarsak. 3-7, grounder to shortstop. Again, there's that 3 column looking great for him, but then you hit that 7 break point, and well, it's the 8 break point against the lefty, but against Swarzak, the righty, it's going to be a grounder to short, and Gregorius makes the play at first. McCutcheon 2-3, and that's a grounder back to Swarzak. On the first base side, he doesn't get around in time, so easy shovel to the first baseman. Here's Polanco. 1-7. It's got a 50% chance at a single. 1-10. And it's a 1, so Polanco on base. Swarzak, let's see. With 2 outs, they're going to try to go with Polanco here. He needs 2 through 5 or 12 on the total, and he does get it. So that's 17. You're +2 -3, so that's a -1. So you got 17 -1, and then minus another 2. So that's going to be 14. 1 to 14 chance at a stolen base. And he gets it. And not only that, there's a chance that Sanchez throws it out into center field, which would gain Polanco third. His E rating is 9. So a 1 to 9 adds on a throwing error. And it's a 16, so no error. But now second base with 2 outs, it'll be David Freese trying to get him home, extend that lead to 5-3. Currently 4-3. 3-11, he's hit by a pitch. First and second, 2 outs, and here is Matt Joyce. Bottom of the 7th, 4-3, 2 on, 2 out, 2-4. That is the anti-clutch. There's a little horseshoe, the omega there. Single with an omega means that it switches, so that's actually a pop out to second base to end the inning. If you have an omega with an out, it flips to single. So in this case, Matt Joyce is not clutch. He pops out to second, and that ends the 7th. So fruitless there in the 7th. They had a couple runners on and couldn't get it done. So Bastardo will come out for a second inning of work. Here in the 8th, Neftali Felice will loosen up just in case they need a right-handed arm. So here's a Gregorius against Bastardo. 3-6 lefty. The grounder back to Bastardo. He throws to first. Freeze squeezes it. 1 out. Aaron Hicks. 5-8 batting from the right side. Grounder to second. Harrison 2-10. 2-3. He does. We've had a couple of those with his 2 rating, just barely getting it. That's what's called a G3, which is everybody advances, but with nobody on, it's a great diving stop. Can he make the throw to first? That's an 11. He does. So 4-3. Good play by Harrison. Prevents Hicks from getting aboard, and this may be it for A-Rod. Can he get this game tied up? It's 4-3, top of the 8th. They could use a solo shot here. Need a 2-2, a 2-3, and some help with that, but let's see what happens. There's 2-8. That's a strikeout. So 1-2-3 inning for Bastardo. He sat down 6 in a row in his appearance, and it's going to mean that they can call on Tony Watson to close this out in the top of the 9th. But if it stays this way, 4-3 going to the bottom of the 8th. And Yankees will continue with Swarzak. Here's Gong. Righty 4-12. Ballpark home run chance for the righty. Now, it's not a great opportunity. 1 to 5. Can they get a low number? It's a 20. That'll be caught in left by Gardner. 1 out. Francisco Cervelli. 6-11. Grounder back to Swarzak. 3-0. Yep, 15. He'll make the play. We'll just throw him through for the formality. 1-3 is your scoring on that. Charlie, thanks. Twice. Cool. And there's Spider Kid. How you guys doing? So, yeah, 2 outs, and here's Jordy Mercer. Got Tony Watson stretching, getting warmed up, getting ready. 5-6 against a righty. Normal power. You got Jordy Mercer, who is a power normal. It's kind of tough to see, isn't it? Here, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's see if we can we get this done? For right now, let's do the autofocus. Power normal. Mercer power normal. Swarzak 5-6 normal home run. It's gone. Mercer gets a hold of it. It's now 5-3. My bad. Now, see, if I leave my autofocus on, then it starts like jumping around. So what I need to do is kind of like Spider Kid, cool. But you see how that just like heartbeats? I hate that. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, I mean, this is the way I fix it: is I turn off autofocus, but then nobody can see it. Clicked off the wrong one. There we go. Okay, well, so pinch hitter for Bastardo. Let's give John Jaso the pinch hit. We could go with Adam Frazier, but let's go with the power shot here with 2 outs. See if they can make it 6-3. Pirates trying to break a 9-game losing streak, and they are 3 outs away from it here. Here's Jaso with the pinch hit opportunity against Swarzak. 2-5 is a strikeout. But they do get 1. They get an insurance, and that will that be enough for Tony Watson to get this game closed out for the Bucks? 5-3 going to the 9th. So it's going to be Watson. Bastardo with a nice 2-inning outing there. Here we go. Chase Headley going to lead it off against Watson. Lefty versus, so he's batting from the right this time. 2-11. 1-16 would be a single. That is a killer for the Pirates right now. They do not need base runners, and there it is, a leadoff single on the wacko roll. So here is Sanchez. They could tie it up with 1 here, right? Not what Pittsburgh needs. Their confidence already damaged. 1-5. That one is jacked, and it is gone. Gary Sanchez ties the ball game with a 2-run homer. Look the heck out. That thing is hit a mile, and Watson blows the save on two batters card rolls. So 3.06 ERA, so nothing to write home about, but you don't even get any of that off his card. So here comes Castro. 6-4, grounder to short. Mercer, boy, the 3-10, so he gets to it, and I don't know if he makes the play. That's a 16. Is he going to err being a little bit out of sorts? I mean, that just all of a sudden clocked him from left field. Shortstop, E10, and a 16 is an error. So they've got to collect themselves. E6, Mercer with an error, and now it's going to be, let's see, going to be Mark Teixeira going to come in here and take a crack at it. Runner at first on the air, nobody out. Could have brought in someone to bunt, but let's see if Teixeira can do something here. 3-3, fly ball to right field. That will be caught by Joyce, and that's one out. We may leave Teixeira in the game. Not sure. Give A-Rod the standing ovation at PNC Park. Here's Ellsbury. One out, runner at first still. Tied ball game now. 2-11. Grounded to first. Move the runner up. 2 outs, Gardner. And I put the hex on this game by saying I don't need to go extra innings. And that's the best way to get it to go extra innings. So here's Gardner. Got a runner at second. Can put this game into the column of lead if he can get a base hit with 2 stars here. 5-9 lefty's a strikeout. So that is it for the top of the 9th. They do not the ball game. 5-5 on the Gary Sanchez cream job. And so now the Yankees, we've got to figure out who they're bringing out of the bullpen. That's a solid home run on both sides. Sanchez, that was his rookie year, and he was obliterating the ball. Let's see. What are we going to do? We don't have Clippard or Betances, so going to have to go with, not a big fan of grabbing the old low usage guys, but I think we're going to have to go with Parker here because he's the only righty they really have. Sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes you end up in bear stew. So here's Josh Harrison against Blake Parker. Bottom of the 9th, 5-5, new ball game. 6-6 is a single, so off the pitcher's card. So Harrison gets on. Are we going to try and have him steal a bag? Parker's a +8. We've got to do it. So that's still a +5, even with Sanchez -3. Oh yeah, we also did leave Teixeira in the game. So A-Rod has been given the old Pittsburgh cheer, and Teixeira is in the game. And let's see. I need to make sure that did I do this? Yeah, I did. So he's 2E5 with a 9. So he's going to stay in this ball game in the 9 hole. A-Rod is now off into the sunset. Happy trails to you, buddy. Last you'll see of this card in this project. All right, so yeah, let's get Harrison a chance at a stolen base here. We should, at least. So he needs a 4 or a 6 on the total. Gets an 8, so he can't steal, or he could with this. It's just not worth it. So it'd be a 1 to 13 chance. McCutcheon, runner at first, nobody out. And we could hit and run, but actually we probably should try. Nah, let's just go with it. Just go with it. 2-7. Be a liner to short unless it would have been a stolen base opportunity, and probably Harrison gets run out of it. So it was 2-7, I swear. So it's a 1 to 9 single. That's a 5. That's a single. So first and second, nobody out. Can Pittsburgh break this slump in stride. Here is Gregory Polanco against Parker. First and second, nobody out. And you're not bunting with Polanco there, right? No. Here we go. 5-6 lefty. That's a walk. I don't know if you can see that. 5-6 lefty is a walk. It loads the bases. And Parker is relief 1, so he is tired as well. So this is, they're going to play infield in, outfield in. It's all there for David Freese. Can he be the hero tonight? All they need is some kind of a dink or a dunk. 6-6. Righty is a single, and that is your ball game. Single, in comes Harrison, and even though Watson blows the save, David Freese comes through with the big hit in the bottom of the ninth, and the losing streak is over. It is 6-5, your final here from PNC Park. Tony Watson, the blown save and the victory all in one. The loss will go to Parker, and no save necessary in this one at this point. So, all right. See, that's a good way to have no extra innings, is to have a fun finish and still not have to deal with all of the extra time that you have to spend and the loss of important Z's in your life. Because as of right now, I have Z's that are very important to me. So I don't know about all you. That would be nice. Anyway, let's bring it around here and close this out. So yeah, 6-5, fun game. So I think that, I believe, pretty sure that's Gary Sanchez's first home run in the season, rookie year. Couldn't have come at a more interesting time in the game. Love it. I mean, you love it when that happens, even if it is the Yankees. But it's also nice to have some good stuff to kind of finish out the game as well. Some redemption for the Pirates, who have been taking it on the chin for the last, what seems like 3 months for me, because 9 games with this project, it's taken a little while. So everybody's happy about that. I'm pretty sure that if the sports time machine was here, he would not be so thrilled. But anyway, yeah, this is kind of a rare night game for me, but I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me. Tribe Fan, Mouse in Your House, Charlie Lord. If you go to my website, Charlie, which is tenaciousstrat.wordpress.com, I think that's right. If you go there, there's a page on scorekeeping, and I believe this is there. I took this and got it printed out at Staples. On this paper is like pretty good thickness for paper. I'm pleased with it. It doesn't really it's pretty good stuff. The stuff I was printing out on here at the house, it was one thickness away from toilet paper, it felt like. So but yeah, so if you do go to my website there, it's just a blog site, but if you go there and look at the pages, there's a scorekeeping page, and I'm pretty sure that form is up there. If I remember tonight, I will double check after I get off here and make sure it is, and if not, I'll make sure it gets up there. Well, I hope I will. It's kind of tough to, my mind is always like 5 ways to Sunday. I'm looking forward to the weekend, especially because this is the first weekend for Formula One racing of the year. It got shut down with the Australian Grand Prix. They didn't even get that one off the ground. They tried to back in March, and COVID wiped that one off. So they're racing in Austria at Red Bull Ring. It should be good. Spielberg is the town. and I look forward to that. And I would like to try and get a game, well, get a race shown on the channel here from the game that I purchased from Roberto, called Daring Racers. It's a pretty um, it's a pretty easy game to follow. There's not a whole lot of frills to it, but I rolled a couple of races with it so far, and it's kind of tough to get back to it because I'm just sort of in strat mode right now. Um, so Tribe Fan gives me the reminder to remind you guys to hit the like. So thank you, Tribe Fan, for the kind reminder, and also for offering that on your own to anybody who is sniffing around the live stream here. DJ John, happy for the Bucks. Let's see. Can I Hear Your Heartbeat by King Crimson, an 80s alternative hit. Okay, yeah, I should listen to more King Crimson. They're kind of like in my wheelhouse with the whole prog rock thing, but it's funny. I like prog rock, but it's weird because you say you like a certain genre, but sometimes you like the most mainstream of the genre. So are you really then a fan of the genre, right? You get what I'm saying? Like Rush is sort of like in the mainstream, on the mainstream end of prog rock, as would be like the most famous songs from Yes, or even Yes is a little probably too mainstream for prog rock. But you got like King Crimson. Steely Dan is my group, and they're not really. You could call them prog rock, but they're much more this sort of jazz based rock and roll, or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of people throw. I mean, I have a channel that I listen to on different. Like I've got one made for Pandora, and then one for a playlist on Amazon for myself that's called, Yacht Rock or whatever. I think I call it Hot Yacht. I thought it was clever because it's like a rhyme and they're spelled two different ways. But the yacht. You might say it's yacht rot. But Yacht Rock is, Steely Dan is in that realm too. But anyway, I don't want to hang on here too long. I just wanted to get a game in before bed. Tabletop Earl is away from camera, so should be back pretty soon though. But so I did want to make sure I got something here on the channel, because it's just some of these nights. I got home tonight, and it's like every night there's something else. Tonight it was my kid's Switch croaked, Nintendo Switch, and now I've got to get that figured out. It's like, okay, so now I've got to spend 2 hours dealing with customer service. It's like, it's too bad that nobody else can take care of that, but that's what a father does. But I've worked and built a patio in the backyard. I want to expand it at some point here, but again, that's going to take some time. I had to clear out a bunch of crap in the backyard. That took some time. It's like, now that the back to work thing is going, there's all of this other stuff that I should have been doing in the cooler weather when I was off, and I should have had more energy. And instead, I really feel like the shutdown thing demotivated myself. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I felt like it was a rather, if you didn't let that happen to you, and you just made sure you were on top of all of your house stuff and the things that you wanted to do, then kudos to you, because that takes some real some real perseverance, I think, when you're in a situation where it just feels like, you can have trouble. Um, yeah, you can have trouble experiencing your worth, I think is what I'm trying to say. It's like most of us, we're going through our, um, employment and stuff. And through our employment, we find worth, right? And then you end up in a situation where, yeah, yeah, you're still on the payroll, but what are they paying you for? Like I'm in a situation where, I don't have a whole lot of office work. So to be, it's such a blessing to have been in that situation, and I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying that like I think it's a recipe for, um, feeling feeling a little, um, I'm gonna sit in my lounge pants and have a lazy day. And I think I went through that for 3 months, and now it's like I've got some energy from getting out of the house a bit, and getting what done at work, and it just kind of like builds you back up again to where you're ready to kick the world in the tail and get going. But then it's like, okay, everything else, like this stuff, kind of like gets backburnered. So FM, oh yeah, so DJ John with the FM reference. So I'll tell you what I like is, so there's two versions of FM. There may be more, but the two that I know are the one with the saxophone solo and the one with the guitar solo. I love the one with the guitar solo. It's just so haunting. I think it's on I think it's on the gold compilation where you really will find that. It's more like a radio edit, I believe. The guitar one. The other one is, and I don't know who played sax on that. I probably, um, trying to think. They've had some excellent saxophone players on their albums. They've had Wayne Shorter, Pete Christlieb, um, among others. Um, Tom Woods, but I'm not sure who played the sax solo on FM, but um, I want to say the guitar part was Lee Ritenour, um, which it's kind of a shame they didn't use that in the album cut, but I could be wrong about that too. I One of the great things with my Steely Dan fandom is like I think for a long time I just sort of assumed Becker, like his musical prowess didn't really show up a lot on the albums themselves. It's like they got so many session musicians, and those guys, especially Fagen and Becker, they tended to underrate their own abilities. I don't think Becker did really. I think Becker was a hell of a musician, played bass, played, um, rhythm and lead guitar, and when you start peeling back some of the stuff like, um, I believe it's the Fez on that. So that's like, you look at the Royal Scam album, which is their most acclaimed guitar album of all time, and the weakest song on that, as far as I'm concerned, is the Fez, which is like a disco tune. But then you've got this guitar solo they sneak in there, which is just so like conniving. It's just like, but it's Becker, and it's like, um, and then you get these songs like Green Earrings where you get guys trading off guitar solos, and for the casual listener, they would never know, but you sit there with your headphones on and you start listening to it and you realize, you got this kind of nasty first part of, the Green Earring solo, and then you got this middle one, which is That's either Beck or Denny Dias. I think it might be Denny Dias, who is the guy, one of their guitar players from early in their years, and then you bring back, I think it was Elliot Randall for that final one, which is really just dirty as all heck, and just growl sounding. I mean, it's just the differences are excellent, and then you get the outro, which just goes back to, it might also be Randall, and he's doing these. He starts off with doing these like pull-offs, which are, I mean, I've tried to play them. It's just like, and then you got all that, and then at the very end he's got some kind of like synth mod that he brings in there and just like, I don't know, changes the waveform, and it's got this like it's pretty cool. It's I wish I knew more about the equipment and the like the stomp boxes and the modules and the things that they used for those guitar effects. You've got so many signature that Royal Scam, just Larry Carlton. I mean, but you get who was it? Dean Parks is playing the solo for Haitian Divorce, and he lays it down, and then Becker takes the raw track and puts it through the old talk box, and he's like going with he's doing it at like post mixing to give it that sound. And again, just they had a way that album just had so much attitude for a band that a lot of people would think of jazz as this, you know, you're drinking your tea with and very highbrow stuff. And that album is just, there's not a whole lot of that on there. Little bits of class and a lot of attitude. If you're looking for class in that album, what I love to think of is the beginning part of the final track, which is the Royal Scam, the title track, but it's the last song, and at the beginning it's just got this real light electric piano with a little bit of piano over top playing these like minor sixth chords, which are really kind of like haunting. But I mean, you've got that, and then you just end up with a little wah guitar. You got some nasty muted trumpet solo stuff in there too, and you've got Fagan just singing these lyrics about the guy who comes to America from Puerto Rico, thinking that him and his family are going to come here with the great American dream, because they've been sold it by the people back home who've called back from America, and they get sucked into it. And it's just, you've got certain times in songs which are beautiful, and you've got other things, and then you got the lyrics, which are just, they'll just smack you in the face. Sometimes they're weird, but sometimes they are just so right on the money, and it's still true even today. So anyway, I went on a Steely Dan soliloquy, which is not necessarily good for ratings, but anyway, appreciate everybody who subscribes to the channel, and hopefully everybody got a little something out of it. Hopefully you guys at least saw our 9th inning, which is, if not, go back and catch it, probably around the 50-minute mark or so. Catch it. These guys are geniuses because the music is still fresh 40 years. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, sure. And there's a lot of layers to it. I mean, listen to it. Listen to their first album with the song like Kings, and it's like, I mean, think about it in terms of our and I'll tell you where I'm not gonna say where I am on the political scale, because it doesn't really matter, but, you know, they had their share of political songs back in the early 70s, which are pretty translational to even today. So, yes, DJ John, thanks for bringing up Steely Dan to me, and King Crimson. Well, bringing King Crimson up first, but then kind of got me into music, which is I love to carry on about that. But anyway, all right. Well, good night, everybody. See you soon. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you when the live chat comes back up here, if you're watching this after the fact, go into the live chat. Look at some of these guys that are here. Their channels are here on YouTube. They've got all sorts of good stuff on their channels and that relate to games like we just played here earlier. So please give some love around the board. That's about it. Good night. See you soon. Pirates get off the schneid. Run the record to 17-21. The Yankees dropped to 17-22. Yankees will now go and take on the Angels in what should be a whitewash at home against a bad team in the Angels, while Pittsburgh gets to take a look at the incoming Detroit Tigers in the next series. So each of these teams potentially looking up with their opponents coming up, not doing so well. So again, hit like, hit subscribe. See you soon. Have a great night here on from Tabletop Baseball Plus. See you soon.